Good evening, and welcome to Rock Truth Radio. I am your host, Selena K. And we thank you for joining us as we rock truth or absolutely nothing at all. We live in a society today where truth, even before our very eyes, is consistently questioned, criticized, and altered to fit a person's ideology of God's original intent for the kingdom and for mankind. We believe that the Bible, our kingdom constitution, is inspired, infallible, inerrant, and the final authority for all. Rock Truth is founded on He who is the original point of reference for all things to come to. Rock Youth is a cross-cultural response to the economic climate and social crises of today. Rock Youth is designed to serve the physical need of fallen man while serving the spiritual need he didn't know he had that impacts, affects, and infects generationally. Rock Youth, Rock Truth seeks to inspire, enlighten, and highlight upcoming and established local kings and queens, and did I mention international ones? Local and international kings and queens of character, while promoting Black consciousness and awareness of who we are and to whom we belong. It is indeed a kingdom renaissance. Well, I normally would say, welcome, fellow truthers. However, I am the fellow truther for today. Well, so hello. Hello to everybody. How are you? How are you this Monday, this Martin Luther King holiday 2021? As I continue to share that we are live. Give me about 2 seconds. I'm wearing a lot of hats today. And I don't even mind it. I'm actually honored. I'm actually thrilled to do so. Like, that's the beauty of, like, doing what it is that you love. So I'm actually honored to do this and be here. Let me make sure I shared it everywhere. Give me 2 seconds. I think that I need to share it there and here. So welcome. Yes. So Rock Youth, we're going to do things just a little different for the new year. Rock Youth, we're definitely going to focus on the parenting aspect of our youth, not just our youth. Hey Ty, hey Lord Ty, yeah. What's going on, brother? Yeah, we here, man. Greetings to you as well, King. Blessings. Yes, we rocking truth or absolutely nothing. You already know what's up. So we're gonna actually do things a little different with our Rock Youth platform. We're gonna start teaching kingdom parenting. And this is imperative because people honestly believe that God did not leave instructions for his children, for the way in which his children are to be reared, are to be brought up, trained up, for him, not for your purpose, and not even for their own purpose, right? So he has left us instructions, and this year it is imperative, that we start with some fundamentals. We got to get back to the basics. And one of the basic commandments that were given to us was to be fruitful and multiply. Well, you don't know how to properly produce if you don't know what to do with the product that God has given you, right? Because you know that you didn't give yourself children. We aren't giving ourselves children. So we can't say that we have any authority um, to provide life or any authority to take it at that matter. He is the author, he is the finisher of life. He's also the greatest parent. One thing that I've been kind of noticing out there lately is, especially with what's coming in the latter days, is that we have the inauguration that is coming up, but then we did have a few issues that occurred at the Capitol, not last week, I believe it was the week before. And so I'm looking at the responses from both sides of the camp, and it's imperative because this is a parenting moment. This was a parenting moment that God kind of reminded me of, because I too was here with God when He showed me his parenting and his correction and what he determines as right and what he determines as just, um yeah. So parenting and today, and so you have one side of the, I guess, the argument, the one side of democracy or republic, depending on where you stand. Because again, how can you have a democratic republic? Mm. But depending on where you stand, you have one side who is dispatching angels. They really dispatching them, y'all. Like, they calling them out. They dispatching angels and praying to God for a particular outcome and cursing. You listen, they have prayers, where they're cursing other people in their prayers. Like, this is the prayers that is being sent up to God on one side of the camp. And then on the other side of the camp, because they too believe, one, in God, two, they believe in Jesus Christ, you know, but apparently they don't believe him. And so you have the other side who's also dispatching angels. I didn't know that you could. I didn't know it was like you could hit up somebody for angel dispatch. Like, to be honest with you, I don't even know the number. However, but they're dispatching angels too. They calling them. I think the one lady was calling them out of Africa. I'm like, dang, she gonna get out of African angels to do her thing, do her bid, I guess. But but definitely, I mean, you're looking at two sides in a sense, who is going to their parent, right? And they're asking for something to be done because apparently to them, what has been occurring is unjust. However, they feel on either side, they feel that it is unjust. And apparently they don't know God. They don't know his parenting skills, because if you any parent knows that when you have two siblings that are arguing against each other, they're going back and they can't find a resolve, especially in love, they can't find a resolve. What happens, right? What happens? Everybody get in trouble. Everybody get in trouble. This is not a win-win for either party. Everybody get in trouble. If you are a great parent, that means everybody's in trouble, And so, God is not to stand in between people. He stands there for his law. And we are not here to determine what's just, but we can state what's right. And so, God, as a parent, again, he stands out, and, he points to what is right. This is about him. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. I want to go ahead and share my board. We shout out to Lord Ty. He said he just finished getting through a walk. Like, shout your thing, you know, you've been doing your thing with fasting and drinking water, and it's evident in your appearance, not even just because you're slimming and trimming, but also in your demeanor, how you're carrying yourself, as a king, and how you're, loving others, and you're talking, you're pretty much sharing the gift that God has gave you, the peace that he's given you. So shout out to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously, to even go this far in your fast is commendable. So yeah, shout out to Rock Truth, and we went through our Rock Truth 21 fast. Woo, was it something? Do you understand me? It was something, but it also brought about clarity. It brought about clarity. And then as a parenting moment, for myself, it brought about the different things that I was bringing to my children. I was serving to my children, but I myself wasn't eating. That frustrates your children. That frustrates your children. And we're going to get to that part in our lesson, down the line. But that frustrates your children when you're telling them, do what I say and not as I do, not what I do. That is very frustrating for your children. So you have to make sure that you walk it like you talk it. And it's 2021. It's time that we set the new model, and we set the new examples in parenting, and we stop pretending as if he does not have a model set out for us. So real quick, let's go ahead and go through it. Parenting. Now we are offering this parenting course through PASA, which is a parent appointed special advocate. Okay. We are a voice for Lizelle as well. So through Rock Truth, we have it is a for-profit social organization called A Voice for Lizelle. And we, through the parenting curriculum, we will provide you all with the foundational goals of parenting, and how to apply them precisely, like how to apply them to the letter. Okay, God did not leave you out here willy-nilly. He didn't just leave his word, to man to speculate and debate. He wouldn't do that. He has a little bit more in the know than we do. I wouldn't even call it sense. He just has know and knowledge and wisdom more than we do, to leave us here willy-nilly to figure it out. That's never a part of his plan. And so A Voice for Lizelle, you can go ahead and check out the website if you want to contact us. We have our Gmail account that is set up. And we do not deal with your symptoms. We deal in root cause. Okay, we focus on the dis-ease that is happening within your home, and in the parenting skills that you are providing your children. So let's move forward. Yes, I'm excited. So A Voice for Lizelle is a social service organization founded on kingdom law. Okay, we have a basis. It is founded on God's law, on his word. What is his law? Love. It's simple. It's love. It is agape. It is love that is not going to benefit you. It's going to, excuse me, it's going to benefit everybody else. Everybody else. This is not about you. And primarily, it's to benefit God. It is to benefit God. This is all about him. Everyone being here is for his purpose, to bring about his overall plan and result. And so it is through it's through parental advocacy and education efforts that we will, this is a promise, okay? Through this parenting program, we will rebuild families according to the triune God's original design. Not any God that you've made up, not the God of yourself, not the tree, not, all this other stuff that people, come up with. No, this is the triune, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit's original design for family and for parenting. We got a few more minutes before we begin. I guess I see him waiting in the background. So about your instructor, again, I am Mary Selena Kennedy. I will be wearing two hats. One as the host of Rock Truth, which is Selena K. But as your parents and instructor, I am Mary Selena Kennedy, and I am from Gary, Indiana. I graduated from Worth High School. I am also a Emersonian, Emerson VPA. I rep it all day. I have a bachelor's in English from Valparaiso University, as well as a master's in human services and executive leadership from Liberty University, which is one of the largest Christian universities in the United States. I am also a kingdom citizen, a joint heir, a daughter of the Most High, a queen, a kingdom ambassador, a leader, educator, mentor, life coach. I am a kingdom law professor, okay, a sister, and a friend. Let me look at my time, and I want to make sure that We don't go over the time because we have such an amazing guest that I do want to make sure we have enough time to bring him in. So this course is designed for parents, okay? Parents who. It's also a course that is inclusive and designed for all. If you are somebody who deal with children, if you're somebody who is a parent themselves, if you are a child of the Most High, this course is for you. This is not a course that does not hit any and all people, because when we're dealing with others, we need to know how. We need to know how. When we're training, we need to know how, right? So this applies for all. And so I guess we got a few more minutes and we can kind of like go through what our objectives are. And so our parenting course, which we'll continue with week by week, we're going to learn the foundational goals of parenting and how to apply them precisely based upon Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. This is a promise. This is a promise. See, what's so imperative about this piece here is train up. Who is he talking to? Who is he talking to? And a lot of us like to say, okay, because women are nurturing, that he's talking to the mothers. He's not. When he's talking to training up his children, he's talking to the father. He's talking to the man. He's talking to the head. He's talking to who he put in position. As women, as wives, we're there for the training too, because there's training that is specific for the home in which the children, where you received your children from. There's a particular way in which that man has for his children that's also in line with what God has. And so we're there for that training too. We need to learn too how to raise up this man's child in the way that they should go. So he's talking to the men, he's talking to man, and train up. I mean, fellas, that means that if your child can't go there, you can't. Everywhere you go, your child should go. Just kind of think about the, little train toy that the children have with the little string on it. They pull it around as 1-year-olds when they're walking around, the toddlers. That's you. That's you and your child. Training them up, taking them right along with you everywhere you go, so that they know how to win what, where, when you're not there. And if they can't go, neither should you. Neither should you. Take that in, King. Take that in. If they can't go, neither should you. Because what models, what examples are you setting before them? So we want to train them up in a way that he should go, meaning the child, God's way. Okay, God's way. And when they're old, they will not depart from it. So guess what? It ain't on you. Okay. And we're going to end here. It is not on you. This is a promise from God. If you do it my way, the results are not on you. I never said it was going to be great sunny days, or I never said that. I just told you, no matter what, do it my way, according to the manufacturer's manual. And we're going to also talk based on what not to do, as opposed to so much what to do. And we'll do that based on Galatians 5:19 and 25. He left instructions. Now, we have a very, 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 very special guest today. I am too excited to bring him on. He is none other than our own Gary Carlton, who is, what I've learned, oh my God, it's so amazing. What I've learned is that he is the only African American all pet supplier in the United States. How about that? How about that? How about that? And he's from Gary, Indiana, yo. Like, he's from Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. I'm just saying, like, seriously, like, don't sleep. Don't sleep. It's a lot of heat in the city. Don't sleep. It's a lot of people out here that are doing amazing things in this city. Like, don't sleep on them, and then also don't negate support. Support our own. Don't go out of the city when we have what we need in the city. Let's keep the support here. Let's support our brother, especially who has made this monumental achievement in our world today. So let's bring him on. None than Mr. Gary Carlton. Come on in, Mr. Gary. Hi.
Hello.
How are
What's
you?
up, Miss? I'm doing good, Miss K. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Can we see your face a little bit more? Let's bring that. Yes.
Yeah.
So you're in the shop right now. I
Yes,
see.
I am. I'm actually in the store right now.
Yes, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, Mr. Carlton, before we go into our commercial break in a second, tell us about yourselves. Tell us where you're from and all of that jazz.
Okay. So first, I want to say thanks for allowing me to be on your platform, Miss K. And
Yeah.
okay, so my name is Gary Carlton. I am from Gary, Indiana. Went to Spalding, went to Webster, went to Bailey, graduated from the Wallace, and I'm still here in Gary and
Yeah.
just doing my part in the community. I invested in my own community instead of moving out, you know.
I know that's right.
And, yep, so I'm still here, right here, 3982 Broadway in Gary, Indiana. And yeah, it's a pet supply store.
Yeah.
Supply.
Pet supply store. Now, I
Yeah.
did read in on the website that you said like all of your life you wanted to open up a pet supply store. Tell us more
Yep.
about
Yep. And so I can remember going to Bailey, being out in the field catching gardener snakes, praying the mantis used to be on the back of the building, catching frogs, and always having a dog. We used to actually ride our bikes and look for dogs to chase us. And so when I look back, it's always been, we used to, when it rains, we used to get the worms off the ground. And it's just always been bugs and animals in my life. So, my love for animals and dogs, they say if you're gonna do business, try to do something you love. And
it. Right.
so I kind of fell off into this and doing something that I love and trying to provide a good service for my community that currently live in and
Yeah.
that I'm from.
I love that. I love the fact that you're saying that this is where you currently live because it is important. Like also serve in the community that you live in. Like you're not coming
Yes,
to the city and uh, just doing work or just business. It's not just business. It's personal.
right. It is definitely personal for me. My parents are from Gary.
Uh huh.
They graduated from Frable High School.
Yeah.
Yep. And so it's definitely personal for me, but you know, um I just I love the city, you know what I'm saying? I love the
Yeah. Me
people
too.
in the city, from Gary and, all parts of Illinois, by us being neighboring communities, So we just here, we trying to do good business and trying to be competitive at the same time and just enjoy it. Like a lot of times, people just come in and talk, and we are pet friendly. So a lot of times people bring their dogs or whatever. And I've had people come in with their snakes or, with their
Wow.
iguanas or, just all type of stuff, And so we get a little bit of everything in here. And then Gary is kind of, in my opinion, it's kind of country a little bit. It's
Okay.
a city, but we still country. Like we love animals. It ain't nothing to go. You can go in out of 10 households in Gear, I guarantee you 5 of them gonna have a fish tank.
Right.
So,
Right.
yep. So, and
Yeah.
so we having fun. We right here on 3982 Broadway in Gary, Indiana. And like I said, Miss K, I really, really appreciate you. I think you're doing a great thing with Rock the Truth.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Like seriously, I pass it all the time. I remember a few times that you guys had some something outside, with the different dogs and stuff, different events. And I'm not even gonna lie. I actually thought that the owners were white.
No,
Just
no,
ignorant. Like just
no,
ignorant. I did. Because I'm thinking to myself, like for real,
homegrown.
this is for black people to have for real a
So
vested.
we do a dog show every summer.
Okay, that's what that is. Okay.
We do a dog show every summer, and so it's not a dog show where it costs you $200 or $300 to get in it. This
Mhm.
is a dog show for Gary and Chicago where
Okay.
anybody can get in it and they have an actual chance on winning. And so it's perfect for the community because for one, we've never had that I know of, that I'm aware of,
Right, right.
dog show, because people love their dogs. And so being in a pet store all day, this is what I hear all day. Man, this dog right here, man, this dog right here, the bloodline is from Africa. This, this ain't no regular pit bull. This is a bully times two extra L large. And, I just hear it all. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that that's not what it is, but
Right.
I'm just being a businessman. I'm like, okay, I'm hearing all this stuff and I'm seeing how people are so proud of their dogs. How
Yeah.
can I incorporate that into what I got going on as far as the pet supply store? And so we just decided to host a dog show where we give cash prizes and trophies.
That's
And
what's
also, yep, and also the Gary News. It was covered by the Gary newspaper.
okay. Okay. Yeah. I know that I've seen it several times,
Mhm.
passing by. And again, just my ignorance, just thinking like, you know, people who have their dogs, your camera flipped, but people who have their dogs, that really like, it's not our culture. You know what I'm saying? Not our culture to take it that serious, but that's my ignorance as opposed to anybody else's. But to learn that you are the owner, and then to learn recently that you are the only black all pet supplier in the US. Talk to me about that. Or did your phone did it stick? Hold on just a second. Let me see, guys. Well, you know what? I'm not sure. I think that you are froze, and that's okay. You know what? It puts us right in time for our commercial break. So we can go ahead and take a look at that. Yep, yeah, I knew it froze. All right, guys, we're going to a commercial and we'll bring back Mr. Carlton and talk to him about him being the only African American all pet supplier in the United States. And he right here in our backyard, Gary, Indiana, yo. All right, y'all, let's get to this commercial.
Rock Truth got merch, y'all. Who is your true north? Who holds you down so you'll always know where you are? God, the original true north, the original point of reference. Check out our clothing line, True North, at rocktruth2.com for your kingdom culture needs. Everything from tees to sweats, men's, women's, and kids' sizes. Inez Essentials Whipped Body Butter has a wide assortment of 8-ounce body butter made with unrefined shea and mango butter, infused with vitamin E oil, coconut oil, sweet almond oil, natural mica powder, and fragrant essential oils. It is designed to heal and moisturize dry skin, and it is perfect for the whole family. Our whipped shea butter is handcrafted with a blend of natural and organic ingredients. The unicorn body butter can be customized to the scent of your choice. If a scent is not chosen, no scent will be added. Have you been searching for a custom home decor and crafts? Check out Delicious Designs. For more information, simply search Della Williamson on Facebook. Are you in need of advertisement or marketing tools? Branded in his image prints, logos, flyers. Contact us today. Rock True Prints is ready to serve your printing and designing needs. We offer a full array of marketing tools, logos, flyers, business cards, video ads, and website designs. If you need our services for prints, we got you there too. Contact us at rocktruthradio@gmail.com for more information.
All right, all right. We are back. And as we just sit and wait for Mr. Carlton to come back, let's look at his website for a second. So again, as I mentioned, he is the only pet supplier in the United States who is African American. This is like amazing to me. This is super dope to me because no, I mean you would think that again it would be someone else. It would be someone not in our city, right? Like they don't think that a lot of great things come out of Gary. A lot of people don't, but seriously, you can just knock on your neighbor's door and find a local king and queen of character. Like I mean, and that's the focus of our show. We are looking for people who, you know, no one knows. Like you would not have heard of them. You would not have uh known that they have been doing this for some time now. For some time now. Hold on just a second. Let's go more about him and yes. So the creative director, I believe his mom, um, let's see. I'm hoping I'm not moving too fast. Yes. So all Plat Supply store owner Garrett Carlson, and his sales team, who were joined by Mayor Karen Freeman Wilson. They were actually cutting the ribbon to the store at one point, and the councilwoman Reagan Hatcher, who also prepared to cut the ceremonial grand opening ribbon. And that was on February 23rd, 2018. And that is so inspiring because, again, when he was talking about how they created the store, just in our, pre interview, and he was talking about the creation of a store and how they take pride, in um, the store that they have created and developed, and the cleanliness of, and assuring that all supplies are met. So if it's something that they don't have, they will get it for you. They also have everything that PetSmart has, or any of your major pet suppliers that are also in, you would say, in competition. He has that. You don't have to go anywhere. You have nowhere to look further. If you live in Gary and you have a pet and you're looking for supplies, this is the place to go. This is where you can go. So they have everything you need for your dogs, different types of dog foods, toys, grooming materials. They also have things for pet health. Now, that was one thing that I was concerned about. I was wondering, did they do any type of, grooming and stuff like that in store? So that was going to be one of my questions because, again, that's what so many different places have. You go to your Pet Smarts and different stuff like that, and they have, where you can have your child, your not your child, but for some people, think that their pets are their, children. And so this is a place where you take your child for, I mean, your pet for training. I had a pet once, and we did the dog training through PetSmart. But then you also go for your as well, a place where you can go and get your pet groomed properly. So I'm very curious as to whether or not that's something that they offer for the pets in our area. But as you can see, where it's located is not far off 3982 Broadway. I mean, it's right there. Like, I've seen it a few times, but you would miss it. You would miss it. And I'm so upset about that you can just drive past and miss and not even realize that, this is happening. This is going on. And someone of this character, of significant character, has opened up a Pet Smart, a pet shop, I'm sorry, pet supply store for all in Gary, Indiana. I cannot stress that. Like, this is in Gary. This is monumental. This is historic. This is historic, and it's imperative. So I'm hoping that we get him back. I'm gonna give him just a second. Let me see if he has come back. Hold on. Oh, this is why I love online. Because you know what? Everything happens. Anything happens. And that's cool too. Okay, let me see if I can get him real quick. Hold on, guys. Because, of course, it's always internet problems. I'm just sure. We always have them. But if you are tuning in again, this is a 1 week, facilitated parenting, which we'll start with our Rock Youth, Rock Truth show now. We'll do parenting education in the beginning with your parenting facilitator, i.e., me, Mary Kennedy. And then we will do our interview portions with our local kings and queens of character. And this show, we have none other than our own from Gary, Indiana, Gary Carlton, who is the founder and CEO of All Pet Supplies. So we're going to see if we can get him back on the line. And if not, I'm going to go right back into parenting. I really am. I really am. I will definitely wait on him. It is definitely an honor and a privilege to, have him during the time that we had him. And then, how humble he is. That's another thing too. How humble he is. And I knew when I, kind of investigated or rather researched about him and was trying to figure out, hey, who are you? And I couldn't find much of anything on him. And I also knew that that was with purpose. And I knew it was with purpose because when you're looking for a rock truth and you're looking for information on, the CEO, the owner, you're not going to find much either because we totally understand that this business is not about us. It's not about it. You don't need to really know about me. It's not imperative that you know about me. It's imperative that you know the product that we're offering. And so yeah, this is pretty dope. Like I'm just shocked at the fact that again, he's in Gary, Indiana, and he is the only African American pet supplier. Like that man, that's dope on so many levels. On so many levels. So I mean, if it's, and the prices aren't bad. Look at the prices. They're not bad at all, you know. Not even bad at all. And you don't have to go out to Maryville. You don't have to travel out to Portage. You don't have to go, to Griffith or to Highland. You can go right here to Gary. Says our mission is to provide pets and pet owners with the utmost value by supporting local communities, sponsoring events, supporting shelters and adoption programs, tendering quality products, and ultimately building a better environment for pets and pet owners. Definitely, I believe it. Like everything that Mr. Carlton represents is just that. Is just that. He is about the quality that he's investing in the product that he is providing. But that's not just the pet food, it's the service. And so I think that's dope. I think that is super commendable. So again, as we are awaiting him to return, um we're just kind of going through his website. And if you guys are looking to, contact him, let's go to the contact page so that we can show you that. All right. So his website, of course, is allpetsupply.com. And you are looking to visit his store, I know it's off 39th and Broadway. I wanted to get exact address for you. And honestly, see, if you ain't looking for it, you just might. And I would hate for you to do that because, man, it is a treat. It is such a blessing for you to stop by, even just to say hello. So let's see. So it's 3982 Broadway in Gary, Indiana, 46408. Go ahead and stop by and visit him for all your pet supply needs. All of them. All of them. And like he stated, I mean, to me, if it's something that you don't see there, if it's something that you purchase and you need that, he will get it for you. He would see this is somebody who is about his business. You ain't got to go nowhere because I promise you I'll get it. Or by the time you come back, I'll have it. So that's again like his idea in reference to business. And man, I just wish he was on here. And we may have to just bring him back. And there ain't no shade to that. I love that. We may have to bring him back, but like I wish he was here to discuss his pitfalls, with starting a business in Gary, Indiana, as a black man. All of these questions that um arise because a lot of people believe, especially men here that live here in this city, you believe that you got to go somewhere else to get it, and you don't. You believe you got to travel down a nap or you got to leave out of here, and no, you don't. All you have to do is, again, going back to our parenting, do what he told you to do. Recreate. Recreate. Anything in this city that you see isn't here, and it's something you want, you have a passion for, like I love gym shoes. If you don't see it in this city, recreate it. You don't have to go anywhere else, because when you go somewhere else, you're putting those funds in other people's pockets. You're putting the taxes that you're paying in their cities, and it could be beneficial here in Gary, Indiana. Stop abandoning our city and recreate in it. Let's do what we were told to do by our parent. Recreate, produce something, cultivate something right here. And the blessing is the fact that there is an open opportunity. It gives you opportunity for your gift to be used, not for you to go and take it and get under somebody else's. No, step out, you know, recreate, be a business owner so that you can manage something properly for God. Okay, so yep, as we are waiting, I don't want to waste any more time. I will definitely go back our parenting curriculum, and we can just kind of finish that out as we're, finishing out our show. I'm thanking everybody who's tuning in right now. I can't go through like the comments and all this right now. That's okay. Because again, I got to run a show as well. So hold on. Let me go ahead and bring in our curriculum. And again, one thing that's imperative, I'm looking at the not the Chrome tab, the app window, looking at, what's ahead of us right now, and we're kind of getting ready for an inauguration. And I know a lot of people are excited. I know people are excited because she's our first African American vice president, and she's a woman, and all of that, and she's black, and I know we're excited about that, but let's be careful and cautious that we're not, because we're so oppressed, we're not accepting anything. We're not accepting anything. Okay, because again, this is all about, where do you stand? Where do you stand? I was listening to one of the they were playing Dr. King's speech, and he was talking about how people would one day not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. And I found that very ironic, because as we were, encouraged to vote in this particular election, we were encouraged to vote for the content of somebody's skin, as opposed to, or the color, I'm sorry, of somebody's skin, as opposed to the content of their characters. And that's baffling to me. We do the opposite. We expect, character from our local leaders, and we expect that from them. We expect character from our friends, and we're held accountable for our character. But when it comes to vice president positions, or even governor positions, or mayor, the mayor of your you're not holding them accountable. And so, not being facetious, where do you stand if they are standing diabolically opposed to what God has put in place? Why are you excited and ecstatic about this selection? I mean, what do you really believe? What do you truly believe? That in 2021, God has changed, that he is standing for homosexuality now, when he clearly stated that it goes directly opposed to who he is and everything that he has created? It is in furthering of death's culture and not life. I mean, what is it that you're really excited about? Because how are you excited about something he's not? How are you, gun ho ready to stand with anybody that doesn't stand for the kingdom and the kingdom principles? So what is it that we're really excited? What are we really, encouraging people to join these groups to clutch your pearls for January 20? What are we doing? What are we doing? Wear your pearls and get all excited because she's part of a particular sorority. What are we doing? Because if she's not standing for his character and we're not really picking our leaders based on the content of their character, what are we doing? And why do we think that the God we serve of standard is just going to jump on board because it's us? No, no, he's not doing that. He's not doing that. And so, as we, continue going forward with everything, one thing I know, I was looking on online and they were talking about black folks stand by and stay. What is it? Stand down and stand by. I encourage it. This is not our fight. This has nothing to do with us. Please get you some popcorn, stand by and watch. But I do want to state that, as the election, as the inauguration approaches us, be very careful as a kingdom citizen that you're not standing in direct opposition with God as you stand with her, with the Democratic Party, with um, our United States leaders. No shade to nobody. It's just the truth. And so, I know people are like, well, you got to pick somebody. Here's the thing. No, you don't. If there's not someone who's qualified for the position, then no, you don't. If it's not somebody that you wouldn't hire to watch your children yourself, like I'm not being facetious. We're talking about somebody who's known as a pedophile, and again, someone who's known for um marrying homosexuals openly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, if this is not somebody who you would want to serve under or follow, why are you excited? Why are you encouraging other people to, vote for, again, color as opposed to character? And so before we get out of here, I wish Mr. Carlton back. We'll have him back. I'm sure we'll have him back on another show. But before we get on out of here, seriously, be careful with him, okay? Be careful with him. Do you know what you're doing? Whose feelings you're hurting and you're abusing? You can gain the whole world, but is it worth the salvation that you're losing? Be careful with him. You cannot just, openly stand against him and then need him. Like, this is it's not gonna work like that. So God is calling us, hey folks, where do you stand? I was watching another thing with I can't forget the minister today, and he was talking about this is D-Day for America. People not understanding it, it is. And this is listen, if he didn't play with Sodom, why you think he gonna play with America? He not. He's not. And if you're any type of historian, or somebody who's looking back on history, you can see the very the similarities and the resemblance of Rome, and how is it the greatest nation ever? How did it fall? How did it crumble? How? Within immorality, from immorality within. And so look at us. Look at where we are. Look at what we're standing for. And please, I'm trying to tell y'all, don't get caught up in the sweep. Don't get caught up, young girl. Don't get caught up in the sweep. I mean that. Just because she's black, just because she's part of your favorite sorority, just because she's a part of the Democratic, cabinet or whatever party, whatever, just because she's African American. Listen to me. Don't get caught up in all of that. God is saying, where do you stand? And who's on my side? I don't care what they got going on. This isn't about popularity. This is about me. And so, just something to kind of reconsider and rethink, because I'm looking out here. I'm looking on Facebook. I'm looking on Instagram and Twitter, and people are excited. People are ready. They got groups going. They're ready to throw their pearls on as women and ready to hold on. Be careful with him. Where do you stand? Where do you stand? You're either with him or you're not. And that's what the world will teach you, that there's a gray area. The world will teach you that you can straddle that fence. He gonna understand. He know your heart. Yes, he does. He knows your heart, and he knows that your heart is not turned towards him. It's turned towards self. It's turned towards self glory. It's turned towards fame, towards fortune. It's so crazy. I actually like read people's posts. Like I'm a wordsmith. I love it. Thanks, Ty. I'm a wordsmith, and so I actually read the post of others, and you'll read it, and it sounds amazing. It sounds so good, and then you'll get to the end, and you come across motive, and it sounded like as if they were in it for the game, but the truth of the matter is they were in it for money. They're in it to make profit. And again, I say, this ain't that. Where do you stand? Where do you stand in your business practices? Where do you stand? This is this is D-Day for us. This isn't a joke. He is very much so real. This isn't a joke. And so I just want us, as we are approaching the inauguration, and then somebody at some point, probably on Ty show this week, let me know, brother, how can you be impeached twice? I don't understand how you as one could be impeached twice unless the first time you were never impeached. I Because even if you're impeached and it's overthrown, then that means you wasn't. So then you can't be impeached twice. But again, this is stuff that we'll go ahead and be like, oh, he was impeached twice. Well, if he was impeached twice, he couldn't still be in office. One, two, what happened the first time? So it's just, again, we gotta wake up. We gotta open our eyes a little bit. But please, my plea to everyone, to especially God's people. I initially was about to say African Americans, but this ain't that. This is about spirit. This is about kingdom. And so please, God's kingdom citizens, be careful with celebrating abominations, especially the ones that are diabolically opposed against him. See, you're not going against nobody else. See, the things that happen, you think that you're doing it to somebody else. You think, no, it's not. Every single thing is, every offense is towards him. He's taking it personal. And so you got to look at that. You got to ask yourself, who cares if you voted? You already voted. It's over. Now it's a matter of now that you're in the know, what you going to do? Wear them pearls to celebrate her on in, or you gonna fall back and show God, hey, I stand with you. So shout out to Mr. Carlton. Man, I really wish you would have been back on here to talk about everything. I want to go ahead and throw his flyer up. Like, seriously, like, to be the only Black owned pet supplier in the United States, and he is among us, and he is in Gary, Indiana. He was going to show us and tour us around the facility. We're definitely going to bring you back, no problem. Trust me. Even if I got to go down there myself, Mr. Carlton, I want to get this interview with you because you are so dope. You are so humble. And again, we thank you. We thank everybody that has been tuning in. Shout out to Laura Ty. I think Miss AJ Adams is out there. Shout out to you, sis. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watch. We'll be back next week again with continuing on with our parenting curriculum going forward in 2021. And then we'll also have our guests. So I am super excited. I believe we're going to have Mr. Casey next week, but I am super excited. Again, Mr. Carlton, thank you so much for the time that you have spent with us. Anybody have any questions, please go ahead and drop them right into our live comment area. You can also drop them into the Rock Truth Radio comment post. Make a post. Let us know what you think about parenting. Let us know what you think about the upcoming inauguration. Let us know what you think about, choosing between the color of somebody's skin or the content of the character when it comes to politics. Because it seems like right now we're so desperate for something, we'll take anything. And we're not calculating the cost. We're not calculating the cost. And this one comes at a cost, guys. This one comes at a cost. So be very careful, especially if you're in the know. Be very careful. And even if you're not, he said in his word that nobody's without excuse. You were supposed to investigate that subject matter for yourself and never accept anybody's information but your own. That includes mine. That includes what I'm teaching you, everything that Rock Truth stands for, what we say. Please do not stand on that. Go and find out for yourself. Go look for yourself. Go see for yourself. Do not believe me. I'm looking you in the, do not believe me. Take what it is that I said and you go compare it, align it with the manufacturer's manual to see if what I'm saying is what he said. It ain't about me being right. It's about him being right. It's about him being right. So yeah. Let's see, who is this? He says, "Yay, I would like to interview him on our Black Business Cash." Yes, listen, shout out, listen, Ty, you should interview him. Like that's huge to be in our area in Northwest Indiana, and he is the only in the United States African American pet supplier. Like that's dope within itself. Like you talk about culture, that's culture, and he's right here in our backyard. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, like, I mean, you have to know for a fact, what greatness is and what greatness looks like. And greatness ain't, popular. It's not always the popular folks, the people that they always talk about. Like, I promise, great is your neighbor who's been sacrificing everything she got, to make sure any and everybody in her community has what they need. And ain't nobody gave her a damn to do it. She's just doing it, or he's just doing it. That's greatness. Those are the people that we're looking for. Those are the people that we highlight because they're imperative to our communities. All right, guys. Hey, as always, we are going to rock truth, absolutely nothing at all. Be you, stay true, rock truth, man.